We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello dear students, myself Dr. Damayanti Ji Badkha, Assistant Professor Civil Engineering Department from SN Patel Institute of Technology and Research Center Umrah Mabin, having Institute Code 049. Today we are going to learn Macaulay's method, or it's a double integration method from your GTUB 4th semester civil engineering branch having subject structural analysis 1 having subject code 3140603. As today we are going to discuss Macaulay's method, so we have to understand which are the method it is used for slope and deflection. So methods for slope and deflection at a point, there are several methods to find the slope and deflection of the center line of a beam at a certain section. The following are the important from the subject point of view: double integration method or Macaulay's method, moment area method, conjugate beam method, unit load method, or we can strain energy method. Okay, so today we are going to discuss Macaulay's method. So the problem of deflections in beam are bit tedious and laborious, especially when a beam is subjected to point load or in general discontinuous load. Mr. W. H. Macaulay devised a method, a continuous expression for bending moment and integrating it in such a way that the constant of integration are valid for all sections of the beam, even though the law of bending moment varies from section to section. So for Macaulay's method, or we can say for double integration method, we have to remember few equations. That equations will be useful for calculations of some problems. Okay, so which equations we have to remember? We have already one equation, ei into d square y upon dx square is equal to minus m. This is our equation number 1 for this method. We have to integrate that equation number 1. So we will get that equation ei into dy by dx is equal to minus integration m into dx plus c1. c1 is constant which we have to write with the first term while calculating the problem. So this is equation number 2 for slope. Then again we have to integrate this. Okay, means we are doing double integration. It is double integration method. So again we are integrating that. Integrating once again, we have ei into y is equal to minus double integration m into dx plus c1x plus c2. This is equation number 3 for deflection. These 3 equations will be helpful to calculate the problem. Thus, integrating the original differential equation, once we get slope and integrating it further, we can get value of deflection at point. Dear student, please focus on that 3 equations because these 3 equations will be helpful to calculate our problem based in this method. So, to calculate the problem, we have to keep few rules in our mind. We have to remember that. So, the following rules are observed while using Macaulay's method. That is asked in your previous GTU and semester exam. So, you just remember it well. So, it will be helpful to you in problem calculation. First rule is always take origin on the extreme left of the beam. Second one, take left clockwise moment as positive and left anti-clockwise moment as negative. While calculating the slope and deflection, it is convenient to use the values first in terms of kilonewton and meters. Fourth rule is the constant of integration C1 and C2 are written in the first part of the continuous expression. The quantity in bracket x minus a bracket over should be integrated as in bracket x minus a bracket over raised to 2 divided by 2 and not as x square by 2 minus ax. Means we have to that write this part like that, not like that. Sixth rule, quantity in bracket x minus a should be written as in bracket x minus a whole power 0 when it is a distance to be multiplied with moment. We have to keep all rules in mind because all rules will be helpful to calculate problems. For any term when x minus a less than 0 means negative, the term is neglected while calculating the problem. So based on that problem, we will calculate the problem. First problem is calculate deflections under the loads for a beam loaded as shown in figure. Take E is equal to 200 gigapascal and I is equal to 160 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. This type of problem asked many times in your GTU and semester examination. So focus on this problem because this is very simple and fundamental problem. So based on that you can calculate another problem by yourself. So first we have to read the data proper so we can understand which data are given and what we have to find. Calculate deflection under load means these are the loads, both the loads are point load. So under that load we have to find deflection. For beam loaded as shown in figure means figure is already given, E is given and I is given. So we can see one beam having a span or length 14 meter to point load is given 12 kilonewton 8 kilonewton. So first of all we will calculate the moment. So taking moment about A RB into 14 is equal to 12 into 3 plus 8 into 9.5. So RB will be 12 into 3 plus 8 into 9.5 whole divided by 14. So RB is equal to 8 kilonewton upward positive. Now RA plus RB is equal to total load. Okay. So RA is equal to total load minus RB. Okay. So RA is equal to 12 plus 8 minus 8. So it will be 12 kilonewton upward. Okay. Now we have to go for moment at x. But before calculating moment at x, we have to consider whole span as a x for our convenience to understand the problem. Okay. And that in our Macaulay method, in all the problem calculation, you will see that dot line. Okay. So don't get confused with that line because it is for the portion. If you have to calculate your slope and deflection will be in that portion or that portion. So this is for that. So don't get confused with these lines. So mx is equal to your 12 into x minus 12 into x minus 3 minus 8 into x minus 9.5. Focus on that red pointer, that what I am trying to say. Mx is equal to your RA into x means 12 into x. Okay. Then it is downward. So it is minus 12 into x minus these 3. It is downward. So minus 8 into x minus 9.5. Okay. So as per that we return that moment at x. So mx is equal to 12x minus 12 x minus 3 minus 8 in bracket x minus 9.5 bracket over. Now we have that three equations very initially. I told you that remember that because three equations will be helpful to calculate problem. So here we use that equations. EI into d square y upon dx square is equal to minus mx. We have already calculated mx in that form. Okay, so here we have to consider as a negative because it is minus mx, so that mx will be in minus. So you can observe the change in sign. Here ei into d square y upon dx square is equal to minus mx. So here minus 12x, here minus will be plus, so plus 12 in bracket x minus 3. Here minus 8 is there, so minus minus plus 8 will be there. Then x minus 9.5 bracket over. We have to integrate it as per our rule of that Macaulay method problem solution. Okay, so here ei into dy by dx is equal to minus 12 x square by 2 as per the rule of integration. What we will do here, whatever power will be there, so n plus 1 we have to do over here, and whatever that total power we have to put in divide. So minus 12 x square by 2 plus c1 plus 12 in bracket x minus 3 whole square divided by 2 plus 8 in bracket x minus 9.5 whole square divided by 2. So here nothing we do, but here whatever n plus 1 we did over here, and the total power we put in divide. Now we will simplify that. Then here you can see ei into dy by dx. So here 6 into 2. So 2 will be cancelled. So here minus 6x square plus c1 as per rule that c1 is with first term. Okay. So minus 6x square plus c1. Then here 2 into 6. So 2 will be cancelled. So 6 in bracket x minus 3 bracket over whole square. Here 4 into 2. So 2 will be cancelled plus 4 in bracket x minus 9.5 bracket over whole raised to square. Okay, this is our equation 1 for slope. Now integrating it once again, eiy. Okay, so eiy will be, what we have to do if we are integrating it means in that first term c1 x will be there and c2 will be added, and that in all power plus 1 will be added, and the total power will be in divide. So here you can see a into y is equal to minus 6x cube by 3 plus c1 x plus c2 as per rule. C1x c2 it will be with first term, here 1 is added, so that is in divide. So minus 6x cube by 3 plus c1x plus c2 in this term plus 6 x minus 3, here we added 1, so here 3, and that 3 we put in divide. So x minus 3 whole raised to 3 divided by 3 plus 4 x minus 9.5 bracket over whole raised to 3 divided by 3. So if we will simplify, so here 6 and 3, so 2 will be there, so minus 2x cube c1x c2, here again the cancellation of 3, so 2x minus 3 whole raised to 3 plus here 4 by 3 will be there, here 3 is not mentioned but considered 4 by 3 in a bracket x minus 9.5 whole raised to 3. This is our equation number 2 deflection. Please keep in mind equation number 1 ei dy by dx and for slope, and our equation number 2 deflection for eiy, because that we will use for another calculations. So applying boundary conditions, when x is equal to 0 then y is equal to 0, then from equation number 2, see that equation number 2, here we have to put x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, so that term 0, here is 0, this term will become 0, this term will become 0, this term will be 0. If any negative term will generate, then we have to neglect. So what we will get, c2 is equal to 0. So when x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, then from equation number 2, c2 is equal to 0, neglecting negative terms, whatever I told you. When x is equal to 14 and y is equal to 0, from equation number 2, x is equal to 14, we know that our beam having a span length of 14 meter, and we have already considered it as a x for our convenience. Okay, so when x is equal to 14 and y is equal to 0, then from our previous equation number 2, here you see eiy, okay, so that term will be 0. Okay, and whenever you see x, So at that place you have to put the value of x as a 14. So here 0 minus 2, 14 cube plus c1, 14 plus 0 plus 2 into 14 minus 3 whole raised to 3 plus 4 by 3 in bracket 14 minus 9.5 whole raised to 3. So if you will simplify that, so from that terms you will get C1 is equal to 2704.5 divided by 14, and by again simplifying that in a final way you will get the constant value C1 is equal to 193.17. Now we will go for EI into dy by dx. So that will be minus 6x square plus 193.17 plus 6 x minus 3 whole raised to 2 plus 4 in bracket x minus 9.5 bracket over raised to square. This is our equation number 3 for slope. We will integrate it. So EI into y, that here 2 is there, so 3 will be there, we have to divide it by 3. Okay, so what will be that? Minus 6x cube by 3, and then that 3 will be there and 3 into 2, so 3 will be cancelled. So here minus 2x cube, 193.17 x, here x is there. Okay, here x is not there, but if we will integrate it, then we have to put x over here. Okay, so here 193.17 x plus 2 x minus 3 raised to x minus 3 whole raised to 3. So again what we did here, 2 power was there, so 2 plus 1 3. So here we in divide we put 3, so here 3 into 2 and here 3, so 3 will be cancelled. So from that this term generated 2 in bracket x minus 3 whole raised to 3 plus 4 by 3 in bracket x minus 9.5 is to 3. Here I told you here 4 by 3 was there. Okay, in that our previous equation. But here we are integrating it. Then what will be that? Here 3 is there. So in divide 3 will come. So it is 4 by 3 x in bracket x minus 9.5 is to 3. This is our equation number 4, deflection. Now for deflection at C, substitute x is equal to 3 in equation number 4. Okay, now deflection at C, substitute x is equal to 3 in equation 4. So you just to go with that your problem figure. You can see that calculate deflections under load. Okay, so here 3 meter distance is there, and if we will go for that, then 9.5 distance will be there. Okay, so that's why we considered x is equal to 3. So for deflection at C, substitute x is equal to 3 in equation 4. So EIY. So here we need deflection at C. So y will consider like YC. EIYC is equal to minus 2. In place of x, we have to put the value of 3. So minus 2 in bracket 3 raised to 3 plus 193.17 into x is 3 plus 0. So EIYC will be 5 to 5.51. Then YC will be in that term, EI will go in that divide. Okay, so YC is equal to 5 to 5.51 divided by EI. So if we will simplify that, then we have to put the value of E and I. Okay, that terms are in that E and I is given in the form of Newton and mm. So we have converted that. That's why we have multiplied 10 raised to 12. So no need to get confusion for that 10 raised to 12. Okay, so if we will simplify that by putting the value of E and I, then YC means the deflection at C will be 16.14 mm downward. Okay, now for deflection at D, substitute x is equal to 9.5. I have already shown you that figure, and the second load was at 9.5 meter distance. So because of that, we take the value of x is equal to 9.5, and that value we have to put in equation number 4 to find deflection. So if we will go for that same process, then YD will be 20.9 mm downward. Now we will go for another problem. Calculate slope at point D and deflection at joint C for a beam loaded as shown in figure. EI value is given 40,000 kilonewton into meter square. Okay, a similar type of problem many times asked in your CTU previous exam. So focus on that. So based on that, you can calculate similar type of problem. So first what we will do, we will read our data first. So we can identify what is given and what we have to find. Calculate slope at point D. We have to find slope at point D and deflection at joint C for beam loaded as shown figure. Okay. So at these both point are very important for us because we have to find slope and deflection. So beam is given, A to B beam is given, then at 3 meter for 3 meter span 5 kilonewton per meter UDL is there, at C point 10 kilonewton load is there, it's a central point load, and at D point 20 kilonewton into meter moment is already given, and total span length is 3223 means it's a 10 meter. Okay, so here that UDL is given in that portion only. So as per my previous lecture, I teach you to make beam equivalent. Okay, so same method we will follow over here. What we will do, we will provide UDL in entire span. Okay, and in that 3 meter only already UDL was given and we provided over here UDL in entire span. So in that portion means 3 to 5 to 7 means in that 7 meter span we will provide 5 kilonewton per meter upward UDL. So this beam is equivalent beam, means whatever beam is given at first we prepared as an equivalent beam. Now as per our previous problem, what we will do, we will go for our reactions. So taking moment at A, RB into 10. Okay, RB into 10 is equal to 5 into 3 into 3 by 2 plus 10 into 5 plus 20. Okay, so RB into 10 is equal to 5 into 3 into 1.5 plus 10 into 5 plus 20. So RB will be 9.25 kilonewton upward. Now RA plus RB is equal to total load. So RA is equal to total load minus RB. So RA will be 15 plus 10 minus 9.25. This is UDL. So 5 into 3, that's why it is 15. Okay. So 15 into 10 minus 9.5. So 15.75 kilonewton upward. So as per previous problem, we take mx. So before go for the mx calculation, we have to consider our span. The 10 meter span is there, so we have to consider this x. Okay, this full span x, and for that we have to find mx. So whatever value we have derived, so 15.75x minus 5x square by 2 plus 5 in bracket x minus 3 whole square by 2 minus 10 in bracket x minus 5 plus 20. This is moment. So as per our rule, here in bracket x minus 7 whole raised to 0 power. What we have to do? We have to integrate it. Okay. So if we will integrate it, so as per the EI into dy by dx, whatever equation was given, so as per that, EI into dy by dx is equal to minus mx. Okay. So minus mx will be there. So that value's sign will be changed. Here this will be minus, here plus, minus, plus and minus. You can see over here. So EI into dy by dx is equal to minus mx. So it is minus 15.75. Here you can see integration is done. So here only x is there, so it will be x square by 2 plus c1 will be here, because as per rule we have to put c1 with that first term. Then for that second term plus 5, here x square is there, so x cube, and whatever 3 is there, it will be with multiplication of 2. Fine, because whatever power will be here, we have to put that power in that divide. Okay, so here 2 is already there, and if we will integrate and here 3 will be there, then 3 will be in a multiplication with these 2. So here 5x cube by 6. Similar thing will be apply over here. So it is minus 5 in bracket x minus 3 whole raised to 3. So here 2 into 3, it is 6, plus here minus is there, so minus mx, so it is plus, then 10 x minus 5 is there, so x minus 5 square, and that 2 power will be in divide, so it is 2. And in that case here 0 power, so it will be 1, and that positive will be negative, so minus 20 in bracket x minus 7 whole raised to power 1. This is your equation number 1 slope in that problem. Now integrating once again, that will be ei into y. Okay, and that minus 15.75, that will be x cube by 6, because here square was there and that 2 wasn't divided. Okay, so if here 3 will be there, then again 3 will be over here in multiplication with the 2, then x cube by 6 plus c1x, because we are doing double integration, means with that first constant x will be in multiply, and we have to add another constant c2, and that will be with first term. So minus 15.75 x cube by 6 plus c1x plus c2. Then again, as per the integration rule, 5x raised to 4 upon 24, why? Because here 3 power was there and we added 1. So here 4 will be there. So 6 into 4, so it is 24. 5x raised to 4 upon 24. Similar will be apply over here and here. Okay, and here too. So as per that, minus 5 in bracket x minus 3 all raised to power 4 divided by 24 plus 5 in bracket x minus 5 whole raised to 3 divided by 3 minus 20 in bracket x minus 7 whole raised to 2 divided by 2. This is your equation number 2 for deflection. Now what we have to do? We have to apply boundary conditions. So x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. Then in equation number 2, automatically c2 will be 0, because you can see that if we'll put the value of y 0 and x value will be 0, then all term will be 0, and if any term will come in negative, then we have to automatically neglect it. So c2 will be 0 as per the applying boundary conditions. Now when x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 0, then from equation number 2, what we will get? Here y was there, so that term is 0, and here whenever you are seeing the 10, it is the x. Okay, so in place of x we put the value, and what we got? Minus 15.75 by 6 in bracket 10 raised to 3 plus c1 into 10 plus 5 by 24, 10 raised to 4 minus 5 by 24 in bracket 10 minus 3 whole raised to 4 plus 5 in bracket 10 minus 5 whole raised to 3 divided by 3 minus 10 in bracket 10 minus 7 whole bracket completed whole raised to 2. So this term in simplification form will be like 0 is equal to minus 2625 plus 2083.33 plus 10c1 minus 500.20 plus 208.33 minus 90. And if finally we will simplify that, then we will get the value of C1 92.35. Now for slope at D, substitute x is equal to 7 in equation number 1. Okay, so here ei theta d. So you will think that how we got that theta d. So dy by dx is nothing but it is theta, and we have to find slope at d, that's why we put d over here. So ei theta d is equal to minus 15.75 divided by 2 into 7 square plus 92.35 plus 5 by 6 in bracket 7 whole raised to 3 minus 5 by 6 in bracket 7 minus 3 whole raised to 3 plus 5 in bracket 7 minus 5 whole raised to 2 plus 0. So if we will simplify that, then ei theta d will be minus 41.025, but we are interested to find slope at d, means theta d. So minus 41025 divided by ei will be our theta d. So if we will simplify, we will put the value of ei, then we will get minus 41.025 divided by 40,000 is equal to theta d is equal to minus 0.00102 radian. Now we have to find deflection. So for deflection at C, substitute x is equal to 5 in equation 2. So ei yc, here ei into y only, but we are interested to find deflection at C, that's why we put yc. So ei yc is equal to minus 15.75 divided by 6. Okay, we put value of x as a 5. So wherever you see 5, it is value of x. Minus 15.75 divided by 6 into 5 raised to 3 plus 92.35 into 5 plus 0 plus 5 by 24 in bracket 5 raised to 4 minus 5 by 24 in bracket 5 minus 3 whole raised to 4. So EIYC will be 260.50 and YC will be 260.40 divided by E. So if we will put the value of 40,000, then our YC means our deflection at C will be 6.51 mm. So whatever procedure is given, whatever rules we have to follow, as per that rule and as per our previous problem, we have calculated that second problem, and now we will go for the another problem. Okay, that problem will be similar like first and second problem only and as per rules only, but the thing was that there is a beam is changed. Okay, so for a beam as shown in figure, means a beam is given. Calculate the deflection and slope at free end, means we have to find deflection and slope at free end by Macaulay method. Value of E is given 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square and value of I is given 5 into 10 raised to 8 mm raised to 4. That type of problem asked many times in your GTU and semester exam, so focus on that. Okay, and whatever previous two problem we calculated, based on that only we will calculate the problem. So no need to worry and no need to get confused. You have to just remember your rules and your slope and deflection equations. So first we will see that beam is given, R is here, RC is here, then span, total span is 4, 5 and 2, means it's 11 meter, 60 kilonewton point load after 4 meter. Then on entire span 10 kilonewton per meter UDL is given. Okay, so taking moment at A, RC into 9 is equal to 60 into 4 plus 10 into 11 into 11 by 2, means RC into 9 is equal to 60 into 4 plus 10 into 11 into 5.5. So RC will be in bracket 60 into 4 plus 10 into 11 into 5.5 whole divided by 9. So RC will be 93.88 kilonewton. So RA plus RB is equal to total load. So RA is equal to 60 plus 10 into 11 minus 93.88. So RA will be 76.12 kilonewton. Now we are interested for MX. So before this calculation, we have to consider this whole span as a X for conveniency to calculate problem easily and to understand it well. So MX will be your RA into X. So it is 76.12x. This is for second portion, minus 10 x square by 2. Okay, minus 60 in bracket x minus 4 plus 93.88 in bracket x minus 9. Okay, so we are interested in now EI into d square y upon d square x. Okay, so that will be minus x. So we have to put that value by using that sign. So that will be minus, so minus 76.12x. Here the minus will be plus, but here 5 into 2 and 2, so it will be 5, so 5x square. Then here it will be positive, so positive 60 in bracket x minus 4, this will become negative, so minus 93.88 in bracket x minus 9. We have to integrate it, means we have to do EI into dy by dx. So what will be that? 76.12, here minus sign is there, so here only x, so whatever power is there, so plus 1 we have to do and we have to put that total power in divide. So minus 76.12 into x square by 2 plus c1. Okay, constant c1 will be with first term. Then 5x square is there, so we have to put we have to add 1 power over here, then total 3, so we have to put in divide 3. So 5x cube by 3. Here 60 in a bracket x minus 3 whole raised to 2 divided by 2 minus 93.88 in a bracket x minus 9 whole square divided by 2. This is our equation number 1. You just remember that it is our equation number 1 because it will be useful to find our values. So integrating that equation, here EI into y. So here minus 76.12 by 2, that here x cube, so whatever power is there we keep in divide also, plus c1x we have again integrated, so with c1 x is multiplied plus c2 constant is there, plus 5 by 3 x raised to 4 divided by 4 plus 30 here in bracket x minus 4 whole raised to 3 divided by 3 minus 93.88 divided by 2, and here in x minus 9 whole raised to 3 divided by 3. Whatever power we added, that we put in that divide. Okay, so if we will simplify that, then EIY will be minus 12.68x cube C1x plus C2 plus 0.417x raised to 4 plus tan in bracket x minus 4 whole raised to 3 minus 15.65 in bracket x minus 9 whole raised to 3. This is our equation number 2. Now we have to do a boundary condition applying. Okay, so if we will apply a boundary condition, then x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, then from our equation number 2, what we will get, you can see EIY is equal to that. So EIY means y is there and y is 0, then that term will become 0 and x is 0. Okay, so all term will be 0. If any negative term will be there, then we will neglect it. So C2 will be 0. So applying boundary condition, when x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, so from that equation number 2, C2 will be 0. Now when x is equal to 9 and y is equal to 0, then from equation number 2, 0 is equal to minus 9 to 43.72 plus C1 into 9. What is that 9? It is x, because in that equation wherever x is there, we have to put 9. So C1 into 9 plus 2735.94 plus 1250. So by simplifying that, we will get the value of C1 584.20. Now we are interested to find deflection. Okay, so deflection at free end we have to find. So what we have to do, we have to substitute the value of x like 11 meter in equation number 2. Therefore EIYD is equal to, now we are interested to find deflection at free end, so this point is D. So EIYD we mention here minus 16877.08 plus 584.20 into 11, this is our x, plus 6105.29 plus 3430 minus 125.20. So we will get YD is equal to minus 1040.80 divided by EI. So we have to put value of EI, so minus 1040.80 divided by value of E and I. E and I in the form of Newton and mm, that's why we converted value in that form, and that's why we multiply 10 raised to 12. So our YD will be minus 10.41 mm upward. Okay, now we are interested to find slope at free end. So slope at free end, we have to substitute value of x11 in our equation number 1. So our equation number 1 was in a form of EI dy by dx. Okay, so EI dy by dx, so wherever x was there, at that place we will put 11 meter. So minus 4605.26 plus 584.20 plus 2218.33 plus 1470 minus 187.76. So theta d, dy by dx is this theta, and we are interested to find slope at d point, so that theta here we consider theta d. So this is EI theta d. So here theta d is there, so theta d is equal to minus 520.49 divided by that EI. Now here we have to put the value of EI. Okay, the value of EI in Newton and in mm form, so we have converted that value in that form. So we got minus 5.20 in 10 raised to minus 3 radian. Okay, now we are interested to find the theta in degree. So what we did, we have multiplied that value by 180 upon pi. Okay, so our theta d is minus 0.298 degree. Minus is there, means our theta in anti-clockwise portion. So dear student, today we learn Macaulay's method. In that we gone through some fundamental equations, rules of that Macaulay's method. So based on that fundamental equation and based on the rule and whatever problem we discussed and we calculated over here, so based on all that lecture, you are able to solve problem based on that. So from that PPT and from that lecture, try to prepare well, try to make notes, and whatever exam asked in GTU exams, so based on that you calculate the problem. So today our Macaulay's method lecture is completed over here. In next lecture I will come with another method. So till that, Stay safe, take care, study well, and all the best.